All right, I just had to make sure that it was live everywhere else. All right, cool. I appreciate your patience. Legacy for Christ. Can I get your age and do you think you can give me a good reason to believe in a God?
I'm 27, and yeah.
All right, sure. What's that reason?
Um, Space, matter, and time. I mean, you can't make nothing. You can't make something out of nothing.
So
Just
what that
like,
got? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
for example, like when you build a building, there has to be a builder. And if you think about it, I mean, do you really think we came from minerals and chemicals, and then just developed our whole consciousness like nothing? Like there has to be a creator, because everything is in order. Like if you see how just like, for example, just like all the animals you see, uh, the whole existence.
The internet. All right, cool. Yeah. So things extended from a hot dense state. But the second thing that I would say is that so when it comes to that, right? Like if you're gonna take the Bible story as or what the Bible says about creation as literal, then you would have to believe that something come from nothing because
Of
all made out of
proof.
matter.
How do you have proof that's true?
Wait, could I jump in here?
Hold on real quick because I'm very confused. How do we have proof of matter? Are you serious?
No. I'm saying, how do you have proof that there's other planets?
We can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mars, Jupiter. It's like you went to school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
We're related to bananas.
Oh God.
Jesus Christ Almighty. What? Like, how is it ludicrous that we are we have
Built our consciousness.
but you do believe that because you just said that God made the universe from nothing.
No, but I'm saying for someone like you, like how can you not believe?
Believe in what?
Like believe in God.
Because I have no evidence that one is true, that is the case.
What evidence do you have? Can you give me a reason? Give me a reason why not to believe in God. I just want to hear from your perspective, so I just know your
you should
your ideologies.
You should believe things that have justification, that have evidence. Since we don't have justification or evidence that an almighty creator made the universe, there's no reason for us to believe it. I'm not sure. Well, like for example, if I were to tell you that I had $10 billion in the Bahamas, quit your job and follow me there, I'll give you $500 million. Are you just gonna believe it?
Wait, I have a question.
Nah, it's not your turn.
Can you say that again?
If I told you I had $10 billion in the Bahamas, quit your job, follow me there, I'm gonna give you $500 million. Are you simply gonna believe it?
Some people will take it face value.
Yeah, I'm asking about you though. Would you do that?
Me personally, I would have to say, yeah. Can you show me?
Right, exactly. So I'm saying the same thing about God. You gotta show me.
Okay, just like there's a building, right?
Oh,
how do you know there's a building there?
Fuck. Oh God.
Jesus Christ.
There's a building standing.
Hey, Coco, go ahead, Coco. Go ahead.
Okay, so
sir, we're only having between me and you in the debate. I don't know why you have to bring someone in here.
I'm not bringing in someone else. But he wanted to go ahead and in response to something that you said.
Why? I'm just talking to you though.
I mean,
because this is my live and I can allow that.
Then I'll just leave. I'm not gonna be.
Wait, are you?
Jesus Christ! Yeah, he just ran.
Okay, well, I guess I have no reason to respect somebody who's gonna come in and be intellectually dishonest and leave. So I'm just gonna fucking normally I'm the laid back guy, but since this guy didn't want to stay up here and be brave, instead he wanted to be coward chicken shit and run, I'm just gonna demolish the fucking arguments, right? So first off, one of the fallacious thing that he did was he kind of pivoted the conversation and burden of proof to us. Even if we say we don't know what everything was made out of, there's still a question in the room, right? Why should we believe that God created it? And he was saying that it was ludicrous for us to believe that everything came from nothing, which is just stupid. No atheist would hold to that because there is the law of thermodynamics that you can't create matter from nothing, or the other law, you can't create energy from nothing. But he literally believes that. He believes God said, "Let there be light," and created light and everything out of nothing, just pure will. And then also Ray Comfort has to be one of the worst Christian apologists. And I'll literally say that to his face. If he was in front of me, I would debate Ray Comfort, because the reason that we believe that builders built a building is because we have priors, right? We've seen construction workers, same thing for cars, same thing for watches, right? You can't compare that or try to equivocate that to the universe, which is one of the biggest mysteries, right? When it comes to anything that exists today, to the point that the Big Bang isn't talking about a beginning point. When you get back to that singularity, that's a scientific mathematical unknown. When scientists and mathematicians try to study the universe so far back, it literally gets so complicated that I think you start going into what is it? It just gets really the math and the science break down to things that are just uncomprehendable. And I forgot what it is, but there's a science for it. But yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, the thing is just it's like what you're saying. When you get to that hot dense state, things become incomprehensible. We can't explain it with our current model of physics. We would need new physics to explain it. But that doesn't mean that that a God exists just because we can't explain it. But Coco, stay up here for a second because I think I'm gonna do a panel pretty soon. And unfortunately, guys, I gotta use my phone in order to do all this, so things are gonna be a little bit slower than what we had before, because for some reason TikTok doesn't like when I use Studio for a month. They want me to go back to my phone, which is kind of crazy. But anyway, Evans, how's it going, Evans? Are you at least 18, and do you think you give us a good reason to believe in a God?
Yes. I'm 18, over 18. And what do you mean? What do you say, God? Are you talking about like a entity in the sky?
Yeah, essentially, I'm talking about the anthropomorphic gods of like religions. Essentially, if someone believes in a deist god, I don't think there's really any way that we can really discuss that. There are people who are pantheists who just equate the universe to God, but I think that's just atheism with symbolic or metaphorical God in the middle there. But yeah, that's basically what I'm talking about. I hope that answered your question.
All right, just to clarify, all right, so you're basically saying you don't. An atheist is someone who don't believe in an external entity that is guiding stuff.
Right.
But what? All right. So,
or at least like or at the very basis like a mind that created everything. Like for me at least, right? Like I think like everything came from a source, but like I'm not at the point of granting you like omnibenevolence or like omnipresence or like a mind that created anything, right? Like I don't believe in like an intelligent mind that created everything that exists. I just believe in like a source for everything. Sure.
okay,
Yeah.
a source for everything. But what about our
same
mind?
for me.
What about our mind? You don't believe our mind are intelligent?
No,
I believe
our
our
minds
minds are intelligent, but like
our minds are intelligent. Like we do have consciousness and everything like that, right? It's not that I don't believe that, because me and you are talking and I know that you're different from me. So our minds are conscious and intelligent, and we know that there are other things around us and we can learn and understand things. But that doesn't imply a God to me, and I'm not sure why it would.
All right, but what I'm trying to say, right? Like we share something, right? My consciousness and your consciousness, your mind and my mind, your life and my life, although separate, is one. It's like the color blue. It could be on my shirt and on your shirt. It's still blue, but it's separate, but it's still blue. You know, it's still mine.
Yeah.
Right.
So
But
ultimately,
the thing
like
is, let me just answer this real quick, Coco. The thing is, someone is echoing. Hey, Real Dollar, I put you on mute because of that. You're echoing a bit, and it's a bit distracting. All right,
My
so
apologies.
all good. Evans, when it comes to that, right? Like my mind and your mind are not the same. I don't have your memories. Now that's different from the color blue. I'm wearing a blue shirt here, right? And there's someone probably across the street wearing a lighter color blue. We'll both describe those as blue, but do I have that kid's memories? I don't have his memories. So my mind and your mind are not one. That's what I would say.
I would say the contents in our mind are different, but the structure of our mind, or our capacities are, as humans, we don't have the mind of a dog. We don't have the mind. Those are different. The human mind and the mind of a dog is different. The human mind and the mind of different, species are different, but humans share one mind but every individual has different contents in their own brain. If that makes sense.
Can I jump in? I think I know what he's trying to say.
See my essence.
I would disagree with that. So like, but ultimately, like what we're arguing is like we don't believe in a mind that created the universe. That's what we're arguing. Sure, there can be other minds. We believe in like human or animalistic minds. But whenever like, at least when I say God, right, a mind that created the universe, or the typically described like kind of gods in like popular religions. And yeah, an atheist is just going to be somebody who, colloquially, an atheist is somebody who lacks a belief in God. Philosophically, an atheist could also be somebody who denies God's existence.
Well, I think our ability to reason gives us that higher level of intellect compared to, and so when you think about how things evolved, why would us as humans need the ability to reason for our evolutionary purpose? Like
survival.
What purpose does it serve us?
Everybody slow down. Yeah. So the purpose that it serves us is survival, because if we didn't understand agency, we would be killed out in the jungle or in the grasslands. If we didn't understand that someone who looks an agent who looks like me, that has my fingers and can communicate the same way that I do, that agent is not dangerous. But the other agent that has sharp tooth coming out of its mouth and is growling at me and has paws that can run at 50 miles an hour can eat me. If we didn't understand that difference, we wouldn't survive.
Well, fish have that same instinct, and so do zebras. It doesn't differentiate.
and they're prey animals. They do know
Exactly.
and they do know the difference, which is why zebras can't be domesticated, because they live in an environment where everything is trying to kill them.
Well, you could even say deers, you could go cats, dogs. I mean, we could go on and on. All animals have that instinct of danger. That doesn't explain reasoning and logic.
Right. What I'm saying is that reasoning and the reason why we have a higher order of thinking is because our environment demanded it. It became more complex.
Really?
Evolution
Did we need
demanded
it for
what we did.
evolution?
Yes, we did it.
Please
We did.
explain to me.
We needed we needed logic and all that for evolution, because our societies, our troops became larger and larger and larger, became more complex.
Can I ask one question before I go? One last question.
Go ahead.
All right. What do you guys think about this? Right. You know, like you guys are saying about a mind, right? Technically, in a way, our minds create the universe, because our minds, our brains literally make up the image based on what we see is not reality. What we see is what we create from our mind. We're only seeing about 10% of what there truly is. You know what I mean? So it's just about the lights and the cones in your eye, and how much senses you have to intercept
Yeah, I would
what's out
disagree
there.
with
So
that.
our mind is what constructs what we perceive as reality, right? So our mind is the creator of this reality.
I disagree.
Like it's not about this. It's facts, because like we
It's
don't
not
see every.
facts.
It's 1,000%. Like,
That's like
all
a
right.
lie.
So your pixels are in the TV the same way. There's pixels and stuff. There's the same way your eye works, right? So what you see
No.
is what you perceive, and your brain takes that information. That's why your brain could get tricked. There's why they have brain hacks. So your
Yeah,
brain
so
takes
wait.
information and it perceives an image, but that image could be faulty, or that image could be true.
Wait,
Or
wait, hold on. Wait. None of what you're saying is like true, right? So like, for one, it depends on like what your priors are, right? But like a lot of people would assume that there's some kind of like external world to us, right? Unless you're like some kind of like idealist or whatever, right? But ultimately, like a lot of people would assume that there's an external world to us. When it comes to light or reality, we're not creating these things. We're not snapping our fingers and creating an entire galaxy or
I didn't say
universe.
that. That's
Like-
not my argument at all. I'm saying
But
we're taking information.
Hold on. But basically what I'm positing, right, is like when we interpret the world, we're not creating our reality, right? We are interpreting things that are like outside of us, right? And if somebody is having a hallucination and interpreting like giant bunnies like farting on each other and running around, right? Like that is not them creating a reality. That's them just perceiving the data incorrectly. There's still going to be some kind of like objective reality that exists outside of the individual, or at least those would be like my priors.
You're not getting what I'm saying. I'm not saying if there's an objective reality, it's not my point. But I'm saying like our mind is what creates the images, creates the senses. We only see light because we have the organ. Like let's say if we had an organ to see electricity, we would literally
also
see.
I disagree with that. I would even disagree with that. I don't think our mind is creating our senses.
What do you mean? All your senses, your mind is what allows you to feel, is what allows you to see. Your brain, not even your mind, your brain, your physical brain. If you have brain damage, you'll go blind. If you have, you know what I mean?
Like our mind is the entity that processes the data that our senses are interacting with.
It not just processes it, but just reveals it. It processes and reveals. It makes and it doesn't process all of the data. It processes the data that it's able to. Like a person that doesn't have that's colorblind is colorblind because he doesn't have the capacity to process a certain data that is colors. A person who is deaf doesn't have the capacity to process the data that is sound waves. So
our brain is like processing.
Who knows what we're missing? We only have like a dog's capacity to process smells is way higher than our capacity to process smells. You know what I mean?
Cool. But that's just proving their point, bro. That's like a sign of evolution. We're not. We shouldn't go down this road.
Like, our brain is processing external stimuli, right? But it's not creating the external stimuli or creating our senses. Our brain is simply like, hey, I put my hand in a fire, my brain interprets it as pain, and then I pull away from the fire. Our senses and like, you know, our senses are interacting with the external world. Our brain is like processing the external stimuli and sending messages all over the body and stuff. Could you please not
you gotta
join the
mute.
panel?
Yeah, exactly. Please
But
don't do
yeah,
that.
yeah. So like, our brain is not creating anything. It's simply just processing data and then like, you know, firing off like small amounts of electricity and sending like messages throughout our body to interact with like the external data that we're like interacting with.
So I think, again, going back to the argument, I think in terms of evolution, we needed practical reasoning, right? I could agree with that. We needed some kind of social cognition and the ability to plan and make tools and stuff like that. But we did not need like mathematics. We did not need philosophy or the scientific method. That was not required to evolve.
Yeah. So like for me, like evolution is just going to be like over time, like the mutation of genes. Wait, sorry, you're loud.
Yeah, who's on? Oh, give me a second. Yeah, mute up, please.
Okay. Yeah, so when it comes to evolution, it's just going to be the change of traits and allele frequencies over time, the mutation of your cells, right? I wouldn't say like evolution needs anything. I would say that evolution over time is producing like a bunch of character traits and producing different animals, right? Now, over time, we have certain variables that are going to contribute to why a certain species is going to be able to pass off their genes, right? According to evolution, according to fossil records, according to retro